I love it when I start off the broadcast talking to myself because I'm muted. It's going to be a fun Friday, I can tell, because I'm feeling funny. It's Jessica, your director of training. How are you all doing today? I am experiencing a rainstorm in Las Vegas. Before I moved here, I had the wrong idea. I thought Las Vegas was like Palm Springs, California, sunny all year long, maybe a little cooler in the winter, but no, we've got four seasons here, and it is raining. It's raining drops. I guess the plants are saying hallelujah. All right, well, let's get started because I see y'all are on, which is great. You'll be in Vegas in July. Woot woot. Yes, okay. So this is your Friday live Q&A call. If it is your first time here, welcome. I'm Jessica Sitomer, your director of training. And I would like to say that the way we structure live Q&A is that I start off each session with a quick training. I cannot make the screens bigger than they are because when I do that, I can't see the questions and all that. Oh, I see some people are pumped for ITQ. Me too. I can't wait. People are sending me invitations to have meetings with them. And oh my goodness, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? This is so exciting. It's going to be so fun. I mean, of course, I miss hugging you all, but maybe Tanya can hug me because she's in Vegas too. Let's see. All right, so we're going to start off with that, and then we are going to get to your questions. Can you help me by letting me know where do I go to get certified? Okay, so that is a good question. All right, so I will start off, Janice, with your question as soon as I am done. But what I wanted to say is to keep your questions general so that they apply to all of the agents. And when you have specific questions that are really more meant for customer service, I'm going to be skipping over those. All right, so let's talk about travel blogging. I'm having some hot water and honey. It goes really well with a day like this. It just makes you feel all warm inside. For those of you in Florida, you're already warm inside and outside, so I don't want to hear it. Okay. Travel blogging. So this has become, oh, we've got some UK peeps in the house. Hello. Oh, some people are having some lemon zinger tea with me. Very nice. Buster is here. Hey, Buster, how you doing? Buster is my parents' dog who decided to walk into the room. Okay, so travel blogging. It's interesting because I've been on LinkedIn quite a bit lately. That is what I have been using lately. I'm trying to learn more about it to see if I can add value to you all through using LinkedIn. And I will say I am enjoying it from a selling point of view. If I was marketing a product like travel, I don't know if I would be using the private messaging as much, but there is a way to do it. So we'll do that another week. We'll talk about that. But what I have been noticing is if you go onto LinkedIn and search travel blogging, you will find a lot of people. And my thought is I'm always into multiple streams of income, right? That is what outside of InteleTravel with my coaching, I'm always known for multiple streams of income. Travel blogging is something that you can do to bring in more streams of income since you're already doing travel anyway. So, for example, you can get onto Amazon's, Amazon has affiliate links. So I got these really cute suitcases that they are roller bags, but you can put the roller bag part away and just put it on your shoulder, which is unusual. So it looks like a shoulder bag. And I did that because I got tired of being at the end of the line for boarding and then being told that my roller bag had to be taken away. So I blogged all about that. And then I was able to share the link to Amazon where I bought it. And then anytime somebody purchases through my link, I am able to, go away, Apple News Spotlight. We don't want to get news. News is the last thing I want to look at. Okay, so I'm able to get like a little, you get a little bit, but you know, every little bit adds up. Okay, so I would say that travel blogging, number one, it creates you being an expert. And that is our first goal with travel blogging, to establish you're an expert. Now you might be saying, but Jessica, I mean, I've got so many things on my plate. I don't have time to write blogs. So basically what a blog is an article. You're writing an article. It's shorter than an article would be in a magazine that, you know, has to be like 1,500 words or something like that. It's shorter than that. Some people don't even write words. Some people have blogs that are just photo blogs. But the beautiful thing is that InteleTravel does this for you. So as an example, this is using InteleTravel's blogs. Now, my website is jessicasitomer.com, and on there, I have a blog. And I did, here's how to protect your stuff while traveling. And look at the bicycle down below. The bicycle down below, here's how to protect your stuff while traveling. That was InteleTravel's blog. So I literally used it. I copied it word for word. Okay. The only difference is on my blog, the picture above, here's how to protect your stuff while traveling, and you see like a globe with some images. I had to change the picture because InteleTravel pays for their licensing to use that picture. So unless you are sharing it, you can go to InteleTravel's blog and share it and use that picture. That's fine. But if you want to use it as your own, well, then you must change the picture. Now, in January 18, 2019, I just thought this was an amusing example. If you look at the picture with the plane, it says 6 ways to avoid getting sick from your flight. And this was the picture that InteleTravel used. So it says it's nothing new that people are more susceptible. So that's how InteleTravel started. So I used my own little new part right there. And then I started, it's nothing new that people, and I used InteleTravel's blog exactly. I like this because it's 2019, and when Winston and I used to travel around to go do the Dreammaker events, you know, we were traveling almost every other weekend and we didn't want to get sick. So we wore masks on planes. But people would give us the stink eye back then, because back then we didn't, you know, people weren't wearing masks. So we didn't like getting the stink eye. So one day I wrote just on mine and he wrote married on his. And all of a sudden it just changed everybody's mindset. They moved us up to business class. We were getting free drinks. I mean, it was like we went from being, you know, like the diseased people to all of a sudden the just married people who don't want to get sick. So I just thought that was funny to see. Before everyone was wearing masks, IntelliJess was wearing masks whenever I traveled because I did not want to get sick on the planes. And then I realized that wearing a mask was not one of the things suggested, for a reason, because, you know, the planes are pretty darn safe and they take care of things. So that's what you can do. And I will show you where to find InteleTravel's blog so that you can use these. Now, so let's say I was wearing a really cute, one of my cute bedazzled masks. I have blingy masks that are pink blingy, gold blingy, silver blingy, black blingy. I got like a pack of 6 with all different colors, sequins. So if I was wearing that in this picture, if I wanted to, I could put a link to my Amazon link so that I could, and you have to sign up for that program. So you know, there's that, but it's not a big deal. At least it used to not be a big deal. And yeah, so you could just kind of, if you take pictures of things that you're using that are travel related that you've bought from Amazon, you can do that. All right, Then there is creating your own. Okay, so to create your own, I've given you 10 ideas here for blogs. Now, blogging is something you can do once a week, twice a month, once a month, but if you're going to do it, you want to be consistent in how often you do it. So here's some ideas. 10 FAQs. What are frequently asked questions about travel that you can answer in a blog post? Then there's my always favorite, 10 should be asked questions. So in other words, these are questions people should be asking, but don't know because they're not travel agents. So chances are, before this pandemic, no one even knew about travel insurance really, and you were having trouble closing them. So that would be a should be asked question. You might say something like, why should I use a travel agent to book my travel insurance? Because a lot of times people now will just click whatever they see online. Oh, travel, but they don't realize that travel insurance is very different depending on who you get it from. So that might be something you use. So that gives you 20 ideas for blog posts right there. Like right after this is done, you can write down 10 frequently asked questions. Hey, if you get 20, if you get 30, write them all down. How to pack travel with a pet. So like how-tos. So for me, it's interesting when I pack for a road trip, for some reason I wind up with 10 bags. If I'm going on a 3-day road trip, I'll wind up with 10 bags in the car. But if I'm going for a 7-day flight somewhere, a 7-day vacation and I'm taking an airplane, I will find a way to get into one roller bag and one carry over your shoulder. So and you could even do a funny blog like that, why you tend to overpack when you're going in a car. So you can do some fun things like that, traveling with a pet. So I drove cross country with a pet. There are things that people need to know about that. And again, if I bought things from Amazon for my pet, maybe collapsible water bowls, or whatever I may have used to, if you have a small dog and they have to, like you, Buster, who just came into the room, if there's a small dog that fits into like one of those little doggy seats. So all those kind of things. All right, lessons learned the hard way. So those are always going to get people's attention. Now, they might be lessons you learned the hard way. So like one for me was when I had something, when I did lose my dog, it was very sudden. I was so shocked and filled with grief. And the next day I was leaving for a 3-week trip. So the next day my plane had to take off, and I went to sign in for, oh my gosh, see, as soon as I start thinking about my dog, my head gets fuzzy. Let me take a drink of tea with all my UK agents here. Let's have a sip of tea. Okay. It was time to check in, right? So I went to check in and I wasn't able to. And I was really frustrated. It wasn't letting me check in. And then all of a sudden I realized what time it was. And I had missed my flight. I've never done that in my entire life. So I got so frazzled because I missed the flight, and it was an InteleTravel flight. So I didn't want to get penalized, and I didn't want them to know that I'd missed my flight. Like, I was all upset. And so I Googled Delta to be able to call them, their customer service. And I was in such a state of shock that I clicked the very first link for Delta customer service. And then I was talking to someone, and I was giving him all my information. He said, yes, I can help you. We can get you to the later flight. And he's taking all my information. And just as I gave him, the beginning of my credit card information, but just as I was about to give him all of the credit card information, he said, you sound like you are very beautiful. And a red flag went right up there, because there is no way, you can ask Vince, our BDM, there is no way a Delta rep is going to say to you, you sound very beautiful. So I hung up the phone. I called my credit card company. I told them to cancel my credit card. And then I called Tara Minson, our VP, crying. And she took good care of me and fixed the whole thing. So that's a lesson I learned the hard way, that if you do not concentrate and make sure that you are using, so it was an ad that I clicked on, not the actual Delta website. I clicked on an ad, and that's what the fraudsters do. They put their ads up right up top. So it's the first thing you see and you click on it. So I could write a blog about that. That was something I learned the hard way. Maybe your customers learn something the hard way and you want to share their story. You don't have to necessarily call them out, but those are always good ones. Travel items, passports, cameras. So I'm going on a trip in April, and my passport expires like literally 4 days after my trip in October. So 6 months and 4 days after. So I like wasn't even thinking about that. And of all people, like lessons learned the hard way, right? But luckily, it doesn't expire until 6 months and 4 days after my trip return. So that was that. You can write an article about passports. Most people don't know that they need to have a passport that's good for 6 months after their travel. All right, you could talk about cameras and different travel items that they might be bringing. Travel fashion, what to wear when you travel. So back in the day, travel was, people would get all dressed up to get on the plane. But now it's like you want to be comfortable, but you want to dress in layers because they don't give you free blankets anymore in most of the airlines. So some do, some don't. So, talk about, maybe they want to layer, if they have something that's really, really nice and fancy, they might not want to wear it on the plane because they might want to wash it, and that might be dry clean only. So, I usually wash whatever top layers I'm wearing on a plane immediately. So I wouldn't want to wear something that's dry clean only. Your life advice with a tie-in to travel. So you might give some advice, like for me, to the right here, this is one of my blogs. Are you living an average life? And it was all about, this, but you can tie it into travel. So let's see how I did that. I've always lived a happy average life, but every once in a while it's taking something to happen. Oh, so I was hiking here. So I was hiking in the beautiful mountains of California. So I can tie in California, a trip to California and going to Mammoth and the beautiful places that you can stay in Mammoth and the different excursions, kayaking and hiking and all the different things you can do in Mammoth. All right, travel facts, travel unique destinations and experiences. And you can basically do a blog the day after every Tuesday, Thursday webinar, okay? Because you're going to learn new things about a supplier. So you can share something new that you learned about ALG vacations last night. All right, you can tie in movies for themes with travel. Any kind of movie out there, like Father, which is on Netflix right now, is all about a trip on the Royal Caribbean cruise. So you've got that. All right. So how do you create your own? You're going to go to Google and you're going to look for how to create a blog for free. Now, if you have money to spend on a web designer, somebody who can put together a blog for you, by all means, go for it. But if not, and you just want to kind of see if you're even going to like stick with this, like that's what I did at first. At first, I created my own WordPress blog. And when I decided I was going to stick with it, that's when I got a professional to create my website for me. So it says pick a blog name, emphasize what your blog post will be about with a creative name if you want. Like if your name is Jessica, like mine, you can do Jess in the City, like Sex in the City, only it's Jess in the City. And each blog you can talk about a new city and a must-see place that they should go, a restaurant where they should eat, a hotel where they should stay, and whatever else you want to add. And so that could be something great. And we'll talk My suggestion is WordPress. That's the one I'm familiar with, so that's why I brought it up there. And even WordPress gives you tutorials, but look, if you look below, 10 best free blogging sites in 2021, create a blog for free. So those are some of the things that you can look for. And then you can create your own blog, which is a nice way to lead into, well, oops, that's where you find Jessica on Instagram. But if you want to use the InteleTravel blogs, you are going to go to InteleTravel.com, the main page. Don't hit advisor login. You're going to scroll down. Down, 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 down. We're scrolling down, 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 down. Okay, we're still scrolling down. There it is. So it's in the footer of our page, and the top left there says InteleTravel blog. So you can click on that, and okay. Can somebody hold please? Sorry about that, everybody. I'm over at mom and dad's house and my car is blocking them in and they need to leave. Anyway, here are our, for those of you who have met mom and dad at some of our InteleTravel events, they are also InteleTravel agents. Let's see. So you can filter by topic. So anything that says for advisors, that is not a blog you would share. Okay, but business travel, has some great, like, well, I like when it says business travel, it talks about more business topics like travel insurance. What is it and who should get it? But see this picture? You wouldn't use this picture. You might even put a picture of your family and say everybody should use it. How much does a travel agent cost? This is an important thing that a lot of people think it costs them extra to use a travel agent. How travel agents can save you money. People are always like, here's that, how to avoid getting sick. All right, the risk of travel and how InteleTravel protects you. Here's how to protect your stuff. There's that one. So see, I got mine from the business one. And then the leisure travel are more about places. Best all-inclusive resorts in Mexico and the Caribbean. Planning a Florida Keys vacation trip tips and tools. Best Caribbean destinations for singles. Is it me or does this girl look like her face was just put on top of that body? I don't know. It doesn't look like it kind of looks like all of their faces were superimposed on there. That's a little weird. Okay. Anyway, you won't be using that picture, so it's okay. So that's what I've got as far as helping you all create a blog. So let's see what your questions are. Let's see. I told someone, let me get to her question. Let me just quickly. Okay, can you please help me by letting me know where do I get to certify for Jamaica and then book? All right, you have people who want to go to Jamaica and you're sad and embarrassed to say that you've not really booked anything yet. Well, the good news is that you don't have to be certified in Jamaica to book Jamaica. So what I would suggest you do is log into your back office and go to education. Hold on a second here. Well, first what I would do actually is I would go to book travel and I would go under VIP. Nope, I would go under preferred partners and I would open this manual. This directory. This is a directory of all of your partners. And you are going to kind of look through. See, we've got a lot of them. So you're not going to look at Allianz because you're not going to look at AMA because they're a cruise. But American Airline Vacations, let's read if they say anything about Jamaica. So they don't, but because they are packaging, I would say that they do say Caribbean. So I would reach out to them, but I mean, some of them have specialties. So ALG, let's see if they say anything specifically about Jamaica. Da, 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 da. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, I don't see anything specific, but I know that they do go to Jamaica. Okay, and then, oh, wait a second. Yeah, maybe it was Apple, is what was, I mean, it's the same thing, ALG and Apple Vacations. And then we also have Vacation Express that I know goes to Jamaica because Pat, our BDM, is always talking about it. So let's go down to V. All right. Vacation Express. Let's see if they say anything. Yeah, right there, Jamaica. Okay, so if you're just starting out, if you see in this book that they specifically are talking about Jamaica, I would try Pat first. There's her phone number, there's her email, and call her up and say, Pat, I'm an InteleTravel agent. I've never booked Jamaica, and I need some help because I was going to get certified, but I don't have time. Can you please help me? But here's what I'd like you to do before you call Pat. I want you to go back to your dashboard and go to the customer profile form. And I want you to do what we call qualifying your customers. So this looks like it is your niece and 8 other friends. So, you know, you've got to find out what's their budget, how many days they're going for, if they have anything specific that they want. Do they want a luxury hotel? Do they want the foam pool parties? Like, you've got to get some details from them. So get enough information so that Pat can help you book the right hotel package. Do they want all inclusive? Do they not want all inclusive? Do they want to stay on the hotel property, or do they want to go on excursions? So find out some information from them. The other thing I would do is go to, this is me, InteleJess on Facebook. So see, I was shouting out that we were going to be learning about travel blogging today. But if you have any ideas for topics that you would like me to talk about in the future, put it here in the comments for travel blogging. Here, I will edit this and I will say, share your suggestions for future live Q&As in the comments. And you all can go talk about things you want to learn about. That, you know, from a marketing point of view, from a networking point of view, from a business point of view. Like, you wouldn't ask me about how to book something. You wouldn't ask me about destinations, because that's what you're going to get from your suppliers. So think a little bit more outside the box. All right, so here I want to show you the official InteleTravel Agent Departure Lounge. By the way, I will be back here at 2 p.m. EST, 11 a.m. 11 a.m. PST, 2 p.m. EST for my interview with Disney Destinations for our marketing Forward Facing Friday. But here is what I would say to you. You can search, and I always spell it wrong, Jamaica. Jamaica? Am I spelling it right? Can we book sandals resorts in Jamaica?
I don't know how to turn off your car.
Okay, guys, I'm so sorry. Hang in there for 1 minute. We'll go a little bit longer. I have to help with the car. Oh my gosh, so sorry everyone. So my dad, I have one of those cars that like you just need like a button to turn it on and off. My dad couldn't figure out how to turn off my car. So sorry. Okay, anyway, we were talking about Jamaica. Oh my goodness. So here, my first couple ever booked Jamaica. You can reach out to your fellow agents. Like you can look for the Jamaica training course. So there's something that another certificate under my belt, now a Jamaica specialist. So you can find out. And is Natasha Cummings one of our ambassadors? I feel like she is. Or at least, okay. So anyway, but you can find out about what other people have done here and you can reach out to them. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right, quick question regarding commissions. How do I delete a duplicate booking? So you personally cannot, but what you can do is you can send an email to customer service and let them know that it's a duplicate booking. Oh, wait. Yeah, they ask for attachments and PDFs, but not screenshots. How do I download an email confirmation, which are how most receipts are sent? So if you put in a duplicate booking, then don't worry, you're only going to get paid on one. But if it's bothering you that it's in there, then you can write to InteleTravel. So they ask for attachments and PDFs, but not screenshots. How do I download an email confirmation, which are how most receipts are sent? Oh, okay, I didn't realize they do that because that's literally how I used to do it. I used to take a screenshot of it and then so I guess what I would say is let's go to Google, and how to create a PDF. And what I think is gonna, what I think you would do is maybe copy all the information from the email into like a Word document. And then for me, I would hit print and then I can save it as a PDF rather than print. But it's different for different people. Okay, so but that's what I would suggest you do. Okay. Is there a course for groups or do we go through the supplier group department? There are courses for groups. There are under CLIA. CLIA has amazing, and you get 6 free classes with CLIA. So CLIA has, let's go back to Facebook because this is not pretty. I like pretty. Okay. So let's go back to Facebook. Let's go to IntelliJess. Dun, 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 IntelliJess. Okay. So, but you can also go into your back office under Education, under IntelliTutorial Library, and you can browse by supplier. So let's browse by Royal Caribbean. Learn how to be a group leader. So there you see, she's going to teach you all about groups. All right, and a lot of the suppliers do training specifically on groups. Okay, so you can learn about groups that way. So last night's entire training from ALG was basically on groups. So there you go. Okay, let's see. How do I purchase concert tickets for events? Great question. Let's go back to our partner directory, and I am looking for G. Oh, we're getting there. There we go. Golden tickets. Ding, 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 ding. Now, there are a couple of others they're not our preferred partners, but we do work with them. But Golden Tickets is our preferred partner for your entertainment, for sports, for music. So check with them first. That's what I would say for that. Okay. How do we sign up to get certified for CLIA? Ooh, I'm going to teach you something very fun. And that's how to get help when IntelliJess is not here to answer your questions. You're going to go to your knowledge base and you're going to put in CLIA. Should I join CLIA? How do I apply for CLIA? So let's go to should I join CLIA? And then it tells you kind of what it is, and then click education. and then affiliated organizations, and there's CLIA. Okay, so but first, before you click, don't click the top, click the bottom. Click here for information about joining CLIA. That's going to take you to InteleTravel's page where we talk all about enrollment. We talk about the benefits of joining through InteleTravel. So you want to follow their step-by-step as you're doing it. So open up a new window to go to cruising.org and keep this window open so that you can follow the step-by-step, both for renewing and for joining. This way you get the special InteleTravel price, okay? However, if you don't want to join CLIA, but you want to still take the classes that are available, just click on that and you will see the courses that you can take, okay? And you get, I think it's 6. I believe it's 6. Okay, 68 degrees in New Jersey. That is not bad. All right, let's see. Oh, okay. So you ask customer service. You also search different webinars. Even ask the Facebook group. Yeah. So that had to do with the Jamaica trip. I would definitely call the suppliers personally. Call Delta Vacations. Call Vacation Express. Call United. I'm sorry. Call why am I forgetting? American Airlines Vacations, call Apple Leisure Group, call your BDMs there. But first, like I said, know what your clients want before you call them. How come you can't see anyone? How do you ask a question? Well, you just ask the question and you can't see anyone because I'm not sharing my camera, because that would ruin everyone's weekend if you saw what I look like right now. Okay, can you explain the logo's purpose once you get certified? Can you explain the logo's purpose? You get once certified. Okay, so I think I know what you mean. Once you get certified, you are able to use, you're able to use certain logos. So when you're certified and you're allowed to use those logos, that's giving you more status. It's giving your clients. So if you are CLIA certified, if I have to choose between a travel agent who is CLIA certified and one who is not, and I want to go on a cruise, I want to go with the expert, the one who's certified with Cruise Line International Association. So it's really to up your expertise level. It gives you more credibility. Okay, let's see. Okay. Where do we go to learn? Okay, so I showed you that already. Can we add our blogs to our social media pages? Absolutely. So let me go here. Now I'm going to go to jessicasitomer.com and I am going to I'm going to go to travel. Just click on that. And by the way, I am not an actual travel agent. So I have this on my page so that you guys, on my website, so you guys can learn from it. All right, so by all means, if you want to copy this word for word, copy it. I'm fine with that. It might not apply to you. You can do your own thing. But so what I can do is, let's see, unforgettable yoga retreat destinations. Let's do that. So look, this was my picture that I took when I went to Miraval Spa. But all the words are from InteleTravel. And then because this is mine, now I'm a little confused because I would think I would have a share button. Oh yeah, right here. So if I wanted to share to, let's say I want to share to Instagram. No, I think that's just my Instagram page. So what I would do is, I'm going to talk to my web designer because I would think that I would have a share button in case you wanted to share mine. But all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy my link And then I'm going to go to my social media and I am going to put the link to my blog. Okay. And it will look like, I may have shared it too quickly. Okay, but I want to share a tip with you. See how I did this? What I would do if I were you is I would take a screenshot of your picture that you shared, okay? And then I would go to Facebook and I would get that photo, go under recents, do that. And I'm going to write, for unforgettable yoga retreats, click on my blog in my first comment. The reason why I do this is because Facebook does not want you leaving their page. So you don't want to, so here, if I share it, if I share the link, see this one, Facebook is not really, it's only going to let like 3 of my people see it. But this one it's going to share with more people who I'm friends with because there's no link in it. So that's just a little something with the algorithm. Okay, so that is how you can share your blogs. I'm in Colorado Springs and Southwest Air just moved in here this week. Yay. How can I blog that to attractions here? Well, you can think about what you want to do, some research and find out what attractions are in Colorado Springs and blog about those, and then say, and by the way, Southwest Air just moved here, so I can put something together for you. So I mean, that's what it says. Blog about the things that are going to attract them there, because Southwest Air might not necessarily be what attracts them to Colorado. I mean, to me, it wouldn't be the airline that's going to attract me. To me, what's going to attract me is are the attractions, unless you're doing a piece on Southwest Air and why you're so excited and why you wrote yay. Like, talk about Southwest and how they're so funny and they make jokes, and and how they do their seating, all that kind of stuff. So you can talk all about Southwest Air and say, and by the way, we are now here in Colorado Springs, and here are just some of the attractions you can see. Or read my blog about attractions in Colorado Springs. Okay. Yes, so in the blog articles from InteleTravel, do not use the pictures unless you're just sharing it. Okay, this, by the way, is being recorded, so therefore, any questions that you missed, and I know I've already talked about, you can go back and ask and watch it again. Okay. Let's see. Please discuss tips for participating in trade shows when they reopen. Well, by the way, some trade shows are happening virtually. And like, if you're going to ITQ next weekend, we will actually have, the suppliers are going to be there live. I am going to be there live. So we will be in the trade show at our tables talking to you. So you can go, to virtual trade shows. So here's what I would suggest. If you're going to go to a virtual trade show, I would go to one, like so for me personally, let's say I'm an agent. What am I passionate about? I'm passionate about wellness, about health and fitness, about yoga, about massages and relaxation. So I might go to a wellness trade show. I am not going to go and set up a travel agent booth there. I'm going to go, number one, it's cheaper, but it's also smarter for me to spend my time there creating relationships. So I want to go as a participant, because an attendee, because the people who have the booths at the trade show for wellness are the ones who I want to meet, because they can become my Pied Pipers. So a Pied Piper is a person of influence who can create a group for you. So you're not doing an independent group, which is, hey, everybody, I'm doing a group to Miraval. Who wants to come? And then like a bunch of people say yes. And then when it comes to collecting final payment, they all kind of drop out and they have no connection to it really. So they drop out. Instead, I would find a yoga teacher at the wellness trade show and say, what if you brought your people who are on your newsletter list who've never done yoga with you in person, but would like to? What if we put together a wellness trip to us to a all-inclusive resort in Mexico? Okay, so now you can have it arranged with the hotel that they are going to have yoga mats for them, and they're going to be able to do yoga on the beach 3 mornings or every morning with the teacher. And then they're kind of free to do their own thing. But since it's all inclusive, the yoga teacher might host dinners that people who've come they can all eat together, and they can just talk about wellness and get to know each other. So it's going to be. Oh, somebody said that they did see Jamaica on ALG. I passed it up. Thanks, Cheryl. So you want to find Pied Pipers at these events. So think about like what else might be a good place to find Pied Pipers. So any kind of like boat, or water sports kind of place. So, people spend a lot of money on scuba diving. They spend a lot of money on boating, on jet skis, on snorkeling. Like they want to go see amazing places. So you might go to one of those events and again, meet the people who are selling equipment for snorkeling or scuba diving, or who are selling jet skis, and talk to them about, hey, maybe you can get more people into your store by putting together a group trip where they can go jet skiing, and one person who comes into your store that month can be entered to win a free trip. Because what happens is when you book a group, there's a free, somebody gets to go for free. So if the person who owns the store is not going to go because they're working, they can give it away. They can have, everyone who comes into the store, put your name into the fishbowl, and somebody's going to win. Or it might be anyone who purchases $100 or more gets entered to win. In the meantime, you can be building a group with all of the people. You get all of the contact information for people, and you're helping them build this group. All right. However, you might also want to be a participant in a trade show. So you'd have to think about, where would people who actually want your services because they need them at that moment, where would they be? So they might be at a bridal show, right? Now, I wouldn't necessarily recommend you going to a travel show, because unless they only allow one travel agent. So if you have like a local travel show, say to them, I am a local travel agent and I would be happy to have a table as long as I am the exclusive travel agent here. If that's the case, then yes, absolutely, you want to be there. But if it's a big travel show, you'd be better served going somewhere else, so like a bridal show, where they are there to spend money on things that would help, like they're going to want, and put ideas in their mind, because they're thinking, all I need is a honeymoon. No, you need a bachelorette party, and your husband-to-be needs a bachelor party. And are you thinking about doing a destination wedding? Or how about thinking about the future when you're going to need a baby moon, right? Because you gotta have that little vacation before the baby's born. How about thinking about the fact that if your girlfriends are everybody's married, you're the last one, so maybe you want to plan a girls' trip for next year, because now that you're all married, you're going to want to have a girls trip. So start planting those seeds at your table by having not just because what you might find is that at these at these bridal shows, there might be a few other travel agents, so you want to stand out. So if you're the travel agent who has honeymoon, destination wedding, bachelorette parties, bachelor parties, mother and mother-in-law getaway trips, baby moons. If you've got all kinds of fun things up there and the other people just have their flyers out, they're going to be like, I like this travel agent. Look how creative he or she is. Okay, so think about that when you're thinking about shows. Um, Hair shows are another one that people like to go to as travel agents, because once you get your hair done, you check your nails. Baby, how you feel? Well, I feel like traveling, right? They look good, they feel good, so they want to go someplace and show it off. So maybe they want to travel. Or if there's somebody, how Jamaica's kind of known, like everyone who goes to Jamaica likes to get their hair braided. So, it's you can kind of have a fun tie-in where you can show some places that you've researched in Jamaica that are famous for doing that, and so you can tie it in. All right. So let's see. I'm gonna kind of go, let's see. Do Viking and Princess have BDMs? Okay, so BDM stands for Business Development Manager. So let's go to Princess. Did I, all right, hold on a second. Oh no, I think I just closed. Okay, so they might not call them BDMs. They might call them something else. But Charlotte Tom is your rep. So this is Charlotte Tom. She doesn't call herself a BDM. She might have another name, like Lori Matteo from Royal Caribbean doesn't call herself a BDM. She calls herself Strategic Accounts Manager. Okay, so sometimes they have different names, but it's your person who's down here. All right, let's see what Viking is. I know it's Darren is our Viking guy. Let's see. Is Darren here? Yes, he is. He's the Director of Business Development. Okay, so they have some fancier names sometimes, but they are your InteleTravel contact person. Okay, there are so many sessions to choose from. Well, with ITQ. All right, so here's the great news about, so there's silver linings to certain things. The bad news is I don't get to hug you, right? But the good news is when you go to ITQ, you are going to have access to those courses so that you can watch them. So, choose the ones that you most want to see and watch those live, because then you'll be able to ask questions of the BDMs or of me or of whoever's teaching. You'll be able to ask questions live in there. So that is good. But for the rest of them, like if you're like, oh, I'm so bummed out, I really want to see Jessica's class, but that other one is conflicting with it, and I wanted to see that too. Hey, don't worry, come to Jessica's class and you can watch that other one later. All right, let's see. Somebody said they worked a holiday craft mart with their own booth to get business name out and prep the community to travel. That is awesome. And I really hope that you met all of the people who also had booths there, because what if you created a quilting cruise? So if you found the person at the craft mart who does quilting, what if you were to say to that person, hey, Sheila, what if we did a quilting cruise where I send you off to Cozumel and you get to get all kinds of trinkets and t-shirts and fabrics from Mexico, from Cozumel, and you can put together some pieces for your quilt. And Sheila says, that's amazing. Great. I have 40 women I know will do it right now. Fantastic. So you book that. Then they all come back and they're so excited. And you say, hey, what if we made this a quarterly cruise so that by the end of a year, you would have a full-on 2022. Let's do 2022 since, cruising is a little uncertain right now. You're going to have a 2022 travel quilt. And they're like, oh, we love that. So then you have 4 cruises with these. Well, the first one starts off, there's 40 women. The second one, there's 80 women and 4 men. Turns out some men like to quilt too. And the third one, it gets bigger. The fourth one, it gets even bigger. But then in 2023, people are calling you up and saying, hey, I spoke to Sheila and I know she's doing these quarterly cruises, but I can't make it those weeks. No worries. If you find 10 friends that want to go on a cruise with you, I will put together the quarterly quilting cruises for you as well. The thing is, it's really not going to be any extra work for you because you're going to use the same itineraries. You're just going to make it a different week. And by 2023, you're going to have, 5 different groups per quarter going out on these cruises. Then in 2024, you're going to have so many people wanting to do this because they're all talking about it in their groups and that you're just going to set up the weekly, like for every itinerary that's going there for every week of the 3 months in that quarter, you're just going to have, people booking into those groups. So you will have a group going out every week or every 2 weeks. And then in 2025, you're going to get a call from somebody else from that holiday craft mart that you go to. And they're going to say, hey, we're the scrapbookers. We want to do the same thing you're doing for the quilters. And that is how you create a huge business, 6 and 7 figures. Where in InteleTravel did you go and get the info on Viking and Princess? I went to, so I accidentally closed it, so let me open it again. So you go to InteleTravel.com, you log in, advisor login, and you use your PIN and password, and you're going to go to book travel, you're going to go to preferred partners. And right there is where that manual is, and you're going to click to download it, and it looks like this. Okay, so that's where I got that information from. Now, I know it's almost 10 o'clock, but I had to run out and fix the car for my dad, so I'm going to give you a little bit of extra time here. Can we friend InteleJess on Facebook? Absolutely, you can. You can friend InteleJess on Facebook. Just know that sometimes I don't accept the friendships for a little. Oh, here's something I want you to read. In InteleJess, I said, as per InteleTravel's communication policy, I will not. Whoa, where'd it go? Okay, let me hold it. Hey, stop it. Stop it. Stop. Okay. I don't even know why that's a movie. That's weird. As per InteleTravel's communication policy, I will not respond to questions sent to me via messenger. Please follow proper communication protocol and go through customer service, chat, phone, or email so there is a record of the communication. So we're not trying to make it hard on you. Just know that there's no way for us to track what is said through Facebook. And if one day it was to disappear, or somebody deleted something and they're like, well, InteleJess told me I can do this. And I'm like, yes, I did. I told her she could do it. And they have no proof of it. Well, then there's a problem, okay? And then I also say, please make it easy for me to accept your friendship by creating a bio that shows you're an InteleTravel agent, or at least obvious that your business is travel. So let me give you some examples of this. All right, so let's find my friend requests here. Oh gosh, I'm running out of room. All right, so these are my friends. I want to see friend requests. All right, hold on a second. I think I need to go to my home. So I have 9 requests pending. So first of all, let me look through and make sure everyone has a picture. Okay, that's good. Because if anyone didn't have a picture, I would immediately delete them. If you don't put a picture, then I don't know that you're real. You could be a hacker. So Ashley, let's check you out, Ashley, since you just requested me 1 minute ago. I'm going to assume you're a travel agent, but let's just kind of look at this. So if I am looking at Ashley's, we've got an adorable little girl here, a beautiful picture here, but nowhere does it say that she's a travel agent. All right, so then what I might do to be nice, so I'm seeing all this stuff about flat screen TVs. All right, that makes me wonder, is she a travel agent? What is going on here? I don't know what's going on here. Balloons, huh. So to be perfectly honest with you, I would delete this friendship. I would delete this request. Now, Ashley, I'm not going to, but I just want to make sure that you really are somebody who just requested this because you're on this webinar. So maybe go in and put someplace under like what you do in your intro that you're a travel agent so that I know that you really are a travel agent and you didn't just do that. Okay, so let's see. Here we have, okay. University of she's from Los Angeles. Don't judge story by the chapter you walked on. That's a cool thing to say. Again, still not sure you're a travel agent. Let's look for someone that I think might. Okay, so here's somebody that has InteleTravel right there. I know that this person is an agent. I am immediately going to confirm. So make it easy for me to confirm. Denise, I know the name. See, look at this. We know she's with InteleTravel. So boom, I'm accepting that. So yes, you can friend me, but please make sure that I know that you're an InteleTravel agent because, you know, sometimes, I don't know about the rest of you, but I get some weird requests from some unusual people. And as you can see, you know, we have a maximum of 5,000. But that being said, guys and gals, if I don't accept it immediately, or if I just don't accept it at all, don't worry because my page is public. Everything I do is public, so that when I do hit 5,000, it will be, you can all still watch. You can still see everything I do. All right. Okay, let's keep it going. All right. I love that people are still telling me how warm it is where they live. Can UK agents join CLIA? Absolutely, Gemma. I have met Andy from UK CLIA, and he is awesome. He is so fun. He usually comes to your UK ITQs, but go into your back office and also search for CLIA. And also search through your InteleTutorial library because your InteleTutorial library looks a little different than mine because mine's a US one. But you know, you will find CLIA, the webinars that CLIA has done with you for the UK. Awesome question. Okay, let's see. I am moving way too fast. I know that. I'm from New York. I talk really fast. The good news is, let me show you all something, and we can end on this really fun note, okay? So, under education, let me move this in here. Under education, you are going to find InteleTutorial Library, and under Browse by Category, the second one is Advisor Support Webinars. So last time I talked about habits, but not only did I talk about habits, I answered all of these questions. So for I think it was Janice maybe today who was asking about Jamaica, and I said, make sure you have them fill out a customer profile form. I talk about the customer profile form in last week's webinar, or 2 weeks ago, the 26th, so you can check that out. And you can go back, and I try and hold it on here long enough so you can see what it is, but you'll know that my topic is always the first one. So intake to finish, how to collect contact information, how to share a quote, book, and pay. Rookie mistakes, what are they so I can avoid them and rebound if I do? Okay, so that was an interesting question that somebody asked. All right, customer service webinar, what did I talk about this time? Planning a quick 3 to 5 day getaway. So right now, people are getting their immunizations and they want to travel. So this is how you can plan a 3 to 5 day quick getaway for them to just get them started. Maybe these would just be like driving places, okay? So that's what I've got for you all today. Thank you all for your patience with me and my parents, and I look forward to having you all who are going to be at ITQ. I look forward to seeing you all there, and I will see you all soon. Bye-bye, everyone.